Okay, so we're at the bottom of the map here, and to the west, that is Lake Burley Griffin, and we're going to fly around that. But up to the northeast is Lake, what's it called? Lake Lake George. Lake George, which is pretty cool to fly around. We're going to fly up, go around that counterclockwise, dodging the windmills. There'll be no bird strike there because the wind power things have killed them all. And then we'll come back down, fly around Canberra and land. And we can do that in about 15 minutes, I reckon, in this aircraft. So, beautiful day here. Absolutely stunning. Look at that. Wow. I've got the brightly coloured factory livery on, which is similar to what the Aussies flew this aircraft with. So let's go, ignoring all radio protocols. Let's get in the air. Parking brakes off. Here we go. Very dodgy. Rotate. Oh, a bit of a bounce. Climbing. Gear up. Righto. So we're going to head about heading. I didn't realise. We're on the. Yep, thank you. We're on the southern runway. So we've got to do a big turn. So out in front of us as we turn, there is Lake Burley Griffin passing by in Canberra, and I've got to say the scenery here looks pretty awesome. I'll have a look back over our shoulder in a moment. There's the airport. Off the right is the canopy rail, and there's Canberra. Parliament House pretty much under the fuel tank there. Awesome, we'll come back to that in a few minutes. If we climb a bit, we'll be able to see this lake. But of course then we run into clouds, but we can just see it. I can see through the clouds, but heading 045. Keep the speed up. And it's yeah, it's pretty much in front of us behind that big cloud. Wow, the scenery's just spot on down here. Let's descend a bit actually, and because we'll be there in moments, and we'll be able to see it better without that cloud in the way. Yes, we're definitely heading for the, as you can see, the southern tip of that lake. Lake George, wasn't it? Yep. There it is. It's pretty big. It's pretty big. So let's just hit the southern tip of it over here. So this is a good visual flight. Take off, head northeast, follow the lake around. When we get round counterclockwise to the top of the lake, we'll head southwest and pick up Canberra, fly around that lake and land. That's a pretty good joyride, I reckon. Let's look east. Wow. That is spot on. The colours are spot on for Australia. All those browns and low chroma greens. That's exactly what it looks like. We love a sunburnt country, a land of sweeping plains, a land of mountain ranges, and something else. It's a poem that every Aussie school kid used to learn. By Dorothea McKellar, I think. rather straight edges on the lake here. Is it like that? I guess so. Yeah. Well, the lower we get, the more natural it looks. Okay, let's do a fast transit, watching out for the wind farms, which are up this eastern side of the lake. Well, they should be. Wow, that's awesome. It's pretty flat here. Let's push it down a bit lower. Yep, here we go. Look at the wind farms. And not much wind today. They're turning rather slowly, but they are turning. It's awesome. Wow. Let's just stay over the water here. And 300 knots, and this looks like 300 knots. That's great. That's fun. Push the rock. Just crank it up. Okay, that's the end of the wind farms. So we're heading due north, we're going to start heading back west. And when we hit the other side of the lake, we can actually follow the road back down into Canberra, so that's pretty cool. We should be able to. We could do it in Prepare 3D, so I'm sure I can do it in this. Nice. Yeah, the road's very clear in front of us. See? At the base of that, the hill. Okay, let's start turning. Oh, look at our shadow on the water. Awesome. The watercolours look so authentic. Textures, wow. Okay, now the road's going to, it's a big lake. The road's going to go to the right here. Should take us back towards Canberra. So we're heading south now. We want to go southwest. Here we go. As you can see, it's a very dry country with nuts. We did have some big bushfires a couple of years ago. Of course, the press went mad and never do any research. So they said it the worst fires ever and blah, blah, blah. No, actually, if you look at the data published by the University of Queensland in a book recently, fires 100 years ago were 2 or 3 times worse. It's just part of the cycle of things on the Australian continent. It's pretty dry. And the vegetation is adapted accordingly. A couple of cars down there. Now Canberra should be looming up at us presently. It's certainly fun to, there's a semi-trailer, follow the roads. Do a roll, because we can. and almost hit the trees. That would be tragic. Okay, now once we get over this rise, we should see the city in front of us. Yes, and right through the gun sight there you can see Telstra Tower. That pyramidal structure, I don't know how well it's modelled by default. It's a complex kind of tower, but we shall see. And our airport's actually off there about 10 o'clock, where we took off from. So what I usually do is swing right around Telstra Tower, go along the south side of the lake and land. That's like a blitzkrieg tour of Canberra. Wow, that looks very awesome. Playing fields right where I expected them. Nobody playing today, it's too hot. Of course, this lake, this city designed by an architect, Burley Griffin, which is the reason why it's almost impossible to drive around without getting lost. And yes, they've done a great model of Telstra Tower. Okay, it just hadn't resolved back there, but now it has to a pretty good model. Let's see as we get closer if it even cleans up more. Yep, definitely good. Nice. Okay, let's get ready to turn. So on the west side of Lake Burley Griffin now. If I swing, there's a dam, should be a dam here on the left. If I turn left there, heading back east, I should go past the Federal Parliament. Here's the dam, just in the canopy rails now, in the gap there. Awesomely modelled too, wow, that is great. Now let's go east, throttle back to a couple hundred knots will do. And there should be a main road we can pick up through here. There it is, just in the right gap. Oops, I didn't mean to do that, but we did it. Jump back in the cockpit. Okay, so we follow this road and we'll come to, I can already see it, just left of the gun sight, Federal Parliament building. Let's just watch the speed here. Yep, it's right in the gun sight now. Flag on top, Aussie flag, part of the British Commonwealth. And wow, it's a nice model. Top marks for that, wow, it's awesome. And then straight across this, heading north, in a straight line across the lake, no bridge, you've got to drive around, but we'll see the Australian War Memorial at the end of this long avenue. Now, I'm not going too slow, let's see if I can fly up the avenue and have a look at it. See if it's there even. This is definitely the right road. Yeah, it's pretty dark, but it's right in the gun sight right now. There it is. Looks rather dark actually, but that's the right shape. Okay, let's pull up to the right. That's 8 degrees angle of attack there. I'm starting to notice that dial. Cool. Looking right back to Canberra. Awesome place to explore. Nice place to visit too actually, lots of nice museums there. And see, we're right back at the airport. And I see a target, I mean rather a civilian aircraft down there. Let's see if we can join up on him as we sort out a landing. He's probably quite tiny on your screen, but almost on top of him is just right of the gun sight, turning right. I'll watch my speed here, getting slow. Wow, look at that industrial area. It's so well populated. So many different types of buildings. Wow. Just see if you can see this aircraft. We'll have to accelerate past it. It's going very slow. Yeah, we're really high alpha at the moment. Picking up speed now. Got dangerously slow there. He's actually taking off now. It's a bit cheeky. Okay, let's contact the airport. Canberra. Canberra. Press full stop landing. Here he is. It's very low. Runway 17, okay. And probably low for the type of plane that it is, I reckon. Now we're here, we might as well have a look at it. So he's just up in the, next to the gun sight there. Here he is. Nice. Okay, well, it's a bit of fun. Let's go back and land. So the airport's just slightly east of the city, so there's the lake. Oh, you can't see my fingers, hang on. There's the lake. Burley, Griffin, and the airport should be about around about here. I'll pick it up in a moment. Or am I slightly east of it, I think. Let's just check. I think I am. Yep. Yep, got it. Canberra. It's kind of built on a circular radiating pattern, kind of. Here we are, we're right on top of the airport now. So, looking for runway 17, someone's taking off now. Have a look at it, or just landed. Taking off, I think. Yep, off he goes. Awesome. Wow, that's great. So I think we're clear to land. Yep. He doesn't see it otherwise, so. Speak of the devil. Okay. As usual, I like to fly out to this hill. Say about 3,000 feet. For lack of a better plan. And let's turn now. And you can see the main road, one of the main roads into the city. Right down there. That's awesome. Wow. That looks so cool. Okay, flaps down, gear down. Gear coming down. I hope it is. Yep, gear is down. Very bad lineup. Should really go around, but what the heck. Well, better than my last landing. At least we managed to stay on the runway. Well, I did want to exit there, but you're too slow just to pull up. Wow, it looks pretty. Yep. Yeah. Looks pretty well modelled, actually. Remember, this is the default scenery. And got a lot of buildings. We've got a lot of cars parked over there. Oh, look at that guy. He's taken off in the other direction, strangely. We could stop here and watch him take off, actually. Is he going now? No, it seems to be sitting there. Okay. No worries. Let's continue. But yes, lots of cars and actual 3D models of cars. Quite a lot of buildings. I'm very impressed. Because for other sims I've actually bought, Prepare 3D, I actually bought Canberra upgrade, which looks great. Mind you, for this sim I did buy the Sydney upgrade. Yeah, that guy's not taking off anytime soon. We'll look at these cars and then we'll call it quits. Parking brake on. Okay, so yeah, they're kind of rudimentary car models, but it's not a car sim, and you can definitely tell what kind of cars they are. And there's a whole bunch of them. It adds to the eye candy. Yeah, you're not meant to get that close. From here they look fine. Okay, well that guy's not going to take off, unless he's already gone. Yes. Jeez, look at that while we weren't looking. He took off. Well, on that note, we will say bid Canberra adieu.